Input leads to belief. Well, sometimes. Let me explain. So when we get an input, anything that comes in through our senses, information, hearing, we hear something, we see something, it's input. If that input gets in, we decide whether the input is valid, and it changes our beliefs. And then beliefs leads to attitude, actions, or results. That's a different conversation, but I wanted to get this process started one at a time. So input leads to belief sometimes. Let me explain to you. If you're let's say, third, fourth grade kid, and you have a teacher that says, hey, you're not very good at math, that third or fourth grade kid's going to go, oh my gosh, an adult authority figure said, I'm not very good at math. So guess what their belief does? They start to believe, I'm not very good at math. It's kind of like when parents say to their kids, well, I wasn't a very good test taker, so you're not a very good test taker. Does that sound familiar? Oh, it's frustrating. So, just because your parents weren't good test takers doesn't mean you're not a good test taker. That's ridiculous. Test taking is a skill, just like everything else. Input, belief. See? Input, belief. You have an input, someone says, oh, you're not a very good test taker, just like I wasn't. Yeah! That'll make them believe that. Here's the thing. If you hear from an authority figure that something is wrong or whatever, and you say, oh, I believe that, that must be true, that shapes the way you believe, your attitudes, action, and results for the rest of that, well, quite a while, until you start to learn new things like, hey, you know what? I don't have to believe that. Just because somebody told me that doesn't mean it's necessarily true. Think this through. What if a little kid, says to you, hey, you're stupid, boogerhead. You ever been called a boogerhead by a little kid? Ugh, probably why I don't work in an elementary school. But if they did, you would say to yourself, no, I'm not going to accept that. You're 5 years old. Why are you calling me that? You're saying I'm stupid. I don't believe that. So you block that input and you say, I'm not going to believe that. So we have the choice. We choose whether to believe those things. So be careful what you let in and be careful what you give validity to. Be amazing today. Happy Easter, everybody.